So welcome to the maze game part 3. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to expand the maze game so that we've got a little bit more extra. So we've got another level. We've managed to create a little ghost or enemy in the next level, and we've added some extra code so that potentially you can add further in the future. So just to recap where we were from the last lesson, so we've got the ball here, as you can see, and we have the maze. So if I run the game, I can move up and down. If I hit the wall, I lose lives, and if I get to the green bit at the end, then I finish. And then remember, we put in 2 extra errors so that when you run out of lives, it gives you an error, game over, and if you get to the end, then obviously it gives you well done, you've got to the end of the level. So we're just going to make some subtle changes here. So looking at the code for the ball, which is this one here, I've made some changes on the code, which I will go through in a second. I've also done some tidying up, so making sure that I've named things the correct things. So, for example, I've called the ball sprite, as you can see here, ball. I've called the finished screen, finished. I've called the no lives, so when you run out of lives, I've called it no lives. I've called the ghost, which I'll show you we're going to create in a minute, called ghost, and another one called next level. So I'll just explain a couple of these things in a sec. Now the backdrops, I'm going to add another backdrop. So we'll do that now, we'll do that first. So we're going to add another backdrop, and I'm going to call my backdrop level 1. This is the one here. This is the one that we did last week. I've renamed it. I've called it level 1, as you can see there. So I've renamed that, and I've created another level. This is going to be my next level. I've called this level 2 appropriately, and I've put in a rectangle here. I've put in a rectangle here, rectangle here, rectangle here, and an end there. Now, just to make sure that in my previous level that the green colour is the same, because obviously one of the things we do in the code is if it's touching the colour green or the end green, then I finish. So I want to keep that colour the same, otherwise the code won't know. So I just need to make sure that the code there, and if you see on there, it has colour 37, saturation 89, and brightness 80, and that's exactly the same colour as the colour I have here, 37, 89, 80. And so that is really important, because otherwise if it's not the same, then it's not going to work. And I just need to double check. 37, 89, 80. 37, 89, 80. Yeah, that's fine. So now we go back to my code. So I'm going to change some of the code here. One of the things I've changed, one of the first things I've changed is I've changed the repeat loop. Now this repeat loop will repeat this whole section of code until, in the previous one, it used to say until lives equals 0, or I'm touching the green. Now, because we're going to have different levels, the only time I want this game to finish now is when I run out of lives. So I've now taken that out, so it just says, remember, lives equals 0, using that shape there. I've also created, set these up as all my lives to 3, which I think I did last time. Now I've put in some extra bits here. So before we change further, I need to show you some of the code on the right. So what I'm going to do is making sure that I start on the level that I switch my backdrop to level 1. Now remember, I've named my backdrops now, so I can say level 1 is my first backdrop using the purple bit over there which says my looks, and then I go on to set, if I can find it, switch backdrop to level 2, which is that one there, and I've dragged it in across. This one here is my new variable that I've created. So remember, go to variables to create a new variable. I go make variable, and I'm going to say new level, which I've already created. Okay, cancel that. And I've now created this level variable, which I'm now going to set level, which is this one here, the level to 1. That's my first level, not 0, 1. And I'm going to put that here. So I've initialized that now, so I've not only have I got live, score and steps, I've now got level 1. I'm also going to switch my backdrop to level 1 as well, to say here, just in case I've just fiddled around this, I've made this a little bit more center, so that's the ball's there, minus 12, 212 by 159, which is the same that I've got there. And I've changed, as I said before, I've changed this section here. Okay, so I've got my new level. I've got, my code and things here. What else do we need to do? So, okay, so what will happen if I touch the color green here? So what I need to do is tell the computer that I want a new level. And I've put here, I've moved the code that I did originally have in my repeat loop. I've created this if code here, and I'll just show you separately so you can see what I've done. Okay, so I've said, if I'm touching the color green, i.e. the end bit, I'm going to broadcast a new message. So if I go on to events, I go on to broadcast, which is over here, and gone, what's the events, broadcast. I go into broadcast, and then I've created a new message. I've typed in there, next level or new level, or however what you want to name it. And I'm saying broadcast a new message, new level. So that's going to create me onto the next level if I hit the green. I'm then saying to reposition my ball back to this position here, i.e. minus 212 by 159. Because I want it, when I start the new level, I want to put my ball back to where I started. I'm going to change my level, my variable name level. That's this variable here, level by 1. So it's going to go up 1. And I'm then going to say go to the next backdrop. So if I go to the backdrop here, and I show you the backdrop, so we go from this one to the next one. It will just go however many backdrops you have. Okay, go back to my ball code. And that's going to happen. So I'm going to bang that in with the other if statements that I had before and put it in as part of the repeat loop. So now when I run that and I hit the green, it will go to my next level. And I can just make sure I can prove that point here by going down. Keep going. I almost got that one there. So we go up there. Yep, getting there. Okay. I lost a life there. There we go. Next level. Now I'm going on to my next level, and I'll show you the bits I've done in a second. Now, one of the other things I need to do when I go to the next level, I need to say, hello, welcome to the next level, that you've done a level, a little message to come up that says that you've done that. And like we did before, I've created a sprite here called next level, which if I show you in the costume, all I've done is just done a simple sprite saying the text next level. You can make different colors if you want to, that's fine, you can do that. So we go on there and I've created it, and like I did before with the other messages, I start off when I click the game is hide. But when I receive the message new level, I'm going to show the message. I'm going to wait 1 second because I don't want it to just disappear, and then I'm going to hide. So it's saying level 1, show, hide. And that's what we just saw before when I ran the game. That is that section. Now, I'm on this new level here, and as you can see, I've just tried to make it a little bit more exciting by saying, well, I'm going to put a ghost in there that when I run it, well, me doing this level again, I'm just going to change this to level 2 and go to level 2 so I can skip that bit. And I'm going on here and I'm saying, well, okay, this is my nice new level. Oh, I've got a ghost here. Oh, I've got to be careful I don't hit them. Let's go around. Yep, got to do that. Oh, and we're going to hit the ball. Oh, and I died because I hit the ghost. Now, how did I do that? How did I change that? Well, I created another sprite, and I've called the sprite Ghost, as you can see there, scary ghost. And then what I've done is I created, in the events, I said when I click the game, I'm going to hide the ghost because he doesn't appear until level 1. And then when I get the message that I said before, now rather than basing it on a message, I'm going to say when the background switches to level 2. So when I've changed my background, so if you go back to here, remember I said go to the next backdrop. When I change my background, but it's not just any background, I said if it's background level 2, because remember I've named all my backdrops. So I said when backdrop equals level 2, then show this ghost, i.e. show this sprite. Now I've got this little bit of complicated code here. It's not overly complicated, but it's just something I've done. I'm going to repeat the following. I'm going to glide, which means move essentially from this position, i.e. if I just get rid of the no lies bit, get rid of that, from this position here, and I'm gliding it to that, from there to this XY position here, wherever it starts from, and then I'm going to move it back again. It's just going to repeat that. Now you'll notice I've got this little bit in the repeat loop, a little bit of special code. I'll explain what it means. So not is a what we call a logical operator. So it basically inverts whatever's there. And I'm saying if the variable level equals 2, so if I'm level 2, keep repeating this section until I'm not level 2 anymore. So once I go past this level, I'm going to hide the sprite because I don't want it to be there anymore because it's only on that level. I could leave it there so you've got a permanent sprite going, whatever level you're on, but obviously that's going to be silly because you're going to change the maze and various bits. So I need to put that in there to say don't show if it's not level 2. So then I go move, and this will just continually move from side to side. So if I run this, you will see here. And if I want to speed it up, I can say change it, make it instead of 3 seconds, maybe make it a bit quicker, 2 seconds or 1 second, or whatever, however fast you want it to be. So that's fine. That's great. That gets my ghost moving. So are we done now? Not quite, because I need to say, well, what happens? Because at the moment, if I run the game in my second level, I go on here, and you'll notice that when I touch the ghost, I will die, but there's no sort of indication of saying I've hit the ghost, and it doesn't give me another chance. It just kills me straight away, and that's not great, because obviously I'm still touching the ghost when I hit the ghost, and because I'm not moving away from the ghost, I'm still touching the ghost, so all my lives disappear in one go, which isn't great because that's not very fair on the person playing the game. So what I need to do is put in some extra code in here, and I need to say, from the point of the view of the ball, now the ghost, I've said keep going, but I haven't said in here, well, what happens if I'm touching the ghost? What's going to happen? So this code is going to deal with you hitting the ghost. Notice that it still works before, and you're probably saying, well, how come you have to put code in for the ghost if it still works? Well, the reason being, because, yes, I do die, but that's not because I've hit the ghost, but because the ghost has a bit of black in it, a bit of black pixels, which basically means the game will think you've hit the wall and then deduct the lives. And because you're not moving the ball, it will keep on deducting lives while you're still in contact with the ghost. And obviously you'll just die on instant hit, which is not great. You want to lose lives. So what I've done here, I've changed the code slightly. I've used an if statement. I've used touching ghost, which is this one here. Now again, if you remember on the left-hand side, it's under sensing and touching, and then you do the drop down, you say, I want the ghost. So we know it's called ghost because we've named it a ghost. So I go, if I'm touching the ghost, then change my lives by -1, because obviously if I hit the ghost, I'm going to lose a life. So I change my life by -1, and I've put this little repeat loop. Why have I put a repeat loop, you ask me? Well, I thought I'd make it a bit more interesting. So in the costumes, I've made it so that if you touch the ghost, that we have a bit of animation, so it shows you actually dying in the game. So I've not nothing complicated. I've just taken I've just duplicated by clicking on right duplicate at each one, and each time I've just changed it, deleted a bit of the ball, so it looks like it's being eaten, as you can see there. Okay, and then I go back to the beginning when I finish the animation. So what I'm doing here, I'm saying repeat 7 times, go to the next costume, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will take me back to the beginning. Each time I change, I'm going to wait 0.3 of a second, so you get a bit of a delay, so it doesn't just happen all at once. And then I finish, and then I go to XY, so it takes me back to the position that I start off with. So I'm going to put that in there and see what happens. So I'm going to put that in there and run the game again. And if you notice this time, when I hit the ghost, I die, as you can see the animation there, and I go back to the beginning. Okay. Actually, I think it went back to the beginning too early. Maybe I could change that, tailor it a little bit, but it works. That's precisely what I wanted to do. Now we've got a game with an extra level, with a ghost in it, and some extra obstacles. Now, in terms of we could develop this further, create another level, or maybe create more ghosts or more enemies, maybe not a ghost, maybe something else. You can add what you need to add. Hopefully that's helped you in this third part of the tutorial. Thank you.